inhabitants of the DC Films Showcase live their lives in the glow of a sunlit world, accompanied by family, friends, jobs, and yet, things are not always as they seem. Unseen by most lingers an underworld, deeply dark places, within which monsters reside. James Craddock grew up poor in England during the 1800s. When he became an adult, he turned to a life of crime to make ends meet. Soon after immigrating to the US, he was falsely accused of a violent crime and killed by a masked vigilante. Craddock discovered that he would remain a ghost until the spirit of the man who murdered him moved on to the next plane of existence, which would never happen, as that vigilante was gifted with reincarnation, and so they are bound together to fight out their differences throughout eternity. As the gentleman ghost has a talent for stealing priceless gems, it seems to me that only a gem of an actor should be considered to voice act for this spectacular spectre. Sir Patrick Stewart is that gem. Kirk Langstrom's story reads as a cautionary tale in the vein of Dr. Jekyll, as it is a tale of obsession. Afflicted with a disease that threatened to leave him deaf, Dr. Kirk Langstrom devised an experimental cure that combined the DNA of humans and bats. After testing it on himself, the cure backfired and transformed him into a giant bat-like creature, a man-bat. After so many top-notch acting credits, Nicholas Braun would certainly kill in this role. Furthermore, I'd love to see the kind of prosthetic makeup Barry Gow would come up with for the man-bat creature, a bronze 6'7" frame. June Moon is the human host of the magical entity known as the Enchantress. Confined within June's body, the Enchantress can take control whenever June wishes to unleash her, or during times of great emotional stress. Without June's restraint, the Enchantress is a force of sheer death and destruction. This dichotomy of an ancient being dwelling in a young vessel is a meaty role, more than her previously dreadful appearance in Celluloid portrayed. And so within the DC Films Showcase, it belongs to the young and talented Sophia Lillis. Anton Arcane is a brilliant yet deranged scientist who dedicated his life to discovering the secret of immortality. Not only is he skilled in all angles of science, he is a powerful practitioner of black magic arts, which he blends into his horrific experiments. Because of his proficiency with raising the dead to some semblance of life, some claim he is the living embodiment of pure evil. One of the big things keeping me up at night is that Skeet Ulrich has never been cast in a comic book film. I'm changing that tonight by casting him as Swamp Thing's arch-nemesis Anton Arcane. Centuries ago, Chauvin was born in Ireland to the MacDougall clan, whose firstborn children inherits the powers of the Silver Banshee. She first appeared in modern-day Metropolis in search of an extremely powerful arcane book. Her quest brought her up against the Man of Tomorrow, who was crossing the threshold of the hero's journey at the time. Their battle was filled with hubris, and believe it or not, it was his. Superman thought he was going to die that day. If that doesn't show you exactly how scary powerful the Silver Banshee is, nothing will. And you'll probably question my decision to cast Saoirse Ronan in the role. Born sometime around the 19th century, Cyrus Gold was a Gotham City gentleman of ill repute who met his demise in Slaughter Swamp, only to be resurrected some years later as Solomon Grundy. And yes, indeed, it was a Monday. Seasoned wrestler/storyteller Dustin Rhodes is my only pick to bring depth to the man and the monster. It is believed that all evil in the DC films showcase can be traced back in one way or another to the incredibly powerful demon and celestial conqueror Trigon. It is foretold that his own daughter will one day become his greatest enemy, and so he is making machinations to change this, to ensure she becomes his greatest weapon. Knowing how sacred the father-daughter bond is, I'd say the root of all evil deal checks out. Such a profound evil deserves a profound voice, and that voice belongs to Michael Winkett. I hope you've enjoyed your time here in the darkness with me. To try to enjoy the sunlight, for one day, one bad day, those who lurk here will tire of these dwellings. And when they do, you will need the hope that your so-called heroes are strong enough to stop the monsters.